Welcome to SpeechComm 101, the online version of public speaking. My name is Mark DeLawyer and I'm going to be your instructor for the semester. And before I get into too much of the syllabus information and course policy stuff, I want to just take a few minutes and talk about myself and give you a sense of who you're going to be working with this semester. The first thing that you should know is that when it comes to addressing me, I don't require a lot of formality. If you want to call me Mark, that's totally just fine. And I understand if you like the formality and you want to refer to me as Dr. DeLawyer, that's fine, but it's not necessary from my perspective at all. I come from Washington State. I was born there. I spent pretty much most of my life there. I got my education there, including my PhD from Washington State University in Pullman. And then last fall, I was hired here at USD to become a lecturer in the speech comm department. And as you can imagine, it's been a little bit of a change in scenery, and it's been a great experience in enabling me to experience a new environment. And that's one of the things that I really love, is to be able to get out into nature and connect and see new things, new landscapes, new species, in particular birds. I love to go out bird watching and see new species of birds. I have been able to see quite a few here in Vermilion that I wouldn't have been able to see in Washington, so that's been pretty cool. I also like to do some fishing. I haven't done a lot of fishing around here, but I do like to be able to get out and fish from time to time. And I love photography. I do some photography, especially about nature. Every once in a while I do some other subjects, but mostly it's nature and documenting my experiences with the environment. I'll be quite honest, I'm very excited about this semester with online speech. I've taught speech for the last 7 years, and it was actually the very first class that I got to teach on my own. So it's kind of like a first crush. You always have a special place in your heart for that first class that you teach, and it's been a class that I've developed over time. And this semester I've got some things that I'm so excited to introduce, and I think they're going to be not only useful ways of communicating the material, but I think a lot of fun, and bring us closer to the full potential of online speech. So I think that if we can work through some of the bumps in the road that usually go with trying out new things, I think this is going to be a cool experience, and I think you will enjoy it as well. The two main things that I'm going to change up about the class, the first one is that I'm going to make social media an actual formal assignment, and we're going to do that by using Twitter. So this week, the first assignment that you're going to have is to connect with me on Twitter. And that means that you need to have a Twitter account that you feel comfortable making public so that everybody can see, and also that you feel comfortable connecting with me. So if you already have a Twitter account but you don't feel like you want to make it public or connect it with me, then you'll have to make another one. If you have a Twitter account and you're comfortable doing those things, then just go ahead and use that. And if you don't have a Twitter account, this is going to be your first introduction to it. So it'll be kind of a broadening of the horizon for you. There are two reasons I've chosen to make Twitter an assignment. One is I think it gives you another channel for connecting with me. And the other part of it is that it's so important in today's world to be able to manage your online identity. And I think that with a tool like Twitter, the more we can do that and proactively present ourselves to other people, the better we're going to set ourselves up for making connections, developing our network, and also presenting us for positions that we might be up for. It's a tool that's being used quite a bit by employers to see what their potential employees are like and what they do. So it's a good chance to get some practice with a social media channel like that. The other thing that I'm really excited about for this class is that I've changed the format for presenting the information to you. In the past, what I've done is used PowerPoints and then just done a voiceover on those. But this semester, I have overhauled the presentations. I spent a lot of my summer turning those PowerPoints into Prezzies. And the way I did that was to record myself in videos, kind of like this one, and then post them to YouTube. Once they were on YouTube, I embed them into my Prezzies, and I use those as sort of the basis for my presentations. Once I have my own videos in there, then I put in my example videos from other people to help demonstrate the concepts that I'm talking about. And I think what you'll see with Prezi is it's a lot more fluid than PowerPoint, and it gives you a better visual sense of how ideas go together, and it's a little more fun to work with, quite honestly. There may be some bumps in the road when we're using it. It's the first time that I've done it as a whole thing for a class, so bear with me if there are any problems. I will definitely be able to work through it, and if push comes to shove, then I always have my PowerPoints to fall back on. So I'm excited about this. I think it's going to be a great way of presenting the material, and I think it's going to be a great way for you to engage with the material and connect with the information that I'm giving you. So I hope it's enjoyable, and I hope it's useful at the same time. I also want to spend some time talking about my approach and objectives for this class. The first thing that I really want to make sure that I nail down for a speech class is the emphasis on building effective messages. And the reason I make this a point of emphasis is that I think it gives public speaking an application beyond the traditional understanding of what public speaking is. Because public speaking, beyond being a great skill in and of itself, also gives us a chance to practice with our message building. And that is something that we can apply in communication, whether we're doing public speeches or not. This is something we can apply in our written and our verbal communication. The better we're able to communicate and put together our ideas, the more effective we're going to be in our jobs and in our society. The other thing that I like to emphasize is the use of reasoning and critical thinking in public speaking. And this is another place where I think going through the exercise of a public speech gives us some practice with actually doing critical thinking stuff. I mean, I'm sure that you've taken classes where people talk about, yes, critical thinking is really important and we need to do it, especially in society, because we don't do enough of it. And then they tell you, so go do it. Well, one of the things that often gets left out is how to do critical thinking. We talk about it as being this big important thing, but we often don't ever discuss the process for doing it. And I think that I can give you some simple steps that allow you to use critical thinking to analyze other people's ideas as well as your own. And I've done that by bringing in just a few concepts from another class that I've taught quite a bit, and that's argumentation. And that class really allows us to access the principles and the process of critical thinking. So I bring in a few of those things just to season the public speaking class a bit, and I think it adds quite a bit to it. And then the third thing that I like to emphasize is the ability to contribute to our public forum through speeches. And this is especially important in our current times. We have a lot of issues that we face as a society, and that requires maximizing the potential of all the voices that are out there and our ability to contribute ideas to solving those problems. And I think that this class in particular gives us a great channel for making an impact on our society. The text for the class, I'm going to use a little visual aid here. Here's our text. It's the Speaker's Primer. Now, this is a particular edition of the Speaker's Primer. You'll notice that it has a green cover and spiral binding. And the reason I point this out is because that some of the other classes are using a different version of the book. But we're going to use this one. This is a more basic version. And the authors are Valenzuela, Braden, and Brockelman Post. And I think this is going to be a very handy tool for you because the book does a great job of condensing the information down. So when you're trying to access examples or concepts, they're right there. And I think it gives some nice demonstrations of how to do particular things, and you don't have to spend a lot of time searching through. So I think this will be a very handy text for you for the class. One of the things that you're definitely going to need for the class is high quality video recording equipment. I'm using a webcam on my MacBook. Webcams are great for your computers. You can also use a digital video recorder or a digital camera. But you'll need something that can give high quality video. And the reason for that is when I'm evaluating your speeches, I need to be able to see in pretty good detail what's going on and all the movement and all the nonverbals. So keep that in mind. Have some high quality video equipment. And because we're going to be dealing with video, either through my presentations to you or through your speeches to me, you're also going to need high-speed internet because you're either going to need to be able to watch those videos or upload them. And how we're going to use those videos is that you're going to record yourself for each speech and then upload it to YouTube. I've got the YouTube account and the password for it on the syllabus. I will also send that information to you in an email, and so make sure that you know that the syllabus has that information that you can refer to, and that I'm going to be sending it in an email, so look for that. Attendance and communication policies. Obviously we're online, so attendance takes the form of logging in, getting the information that is made available to you, and then uploading your assignments on time. There's an extra degree of responsibility for an online class in that regard because I don't interact with you as much in person. As a result, I can't give you day-to-day information about what you need to do as much or as directly. So there's going to be a need for you to check on course emails and to access D2L on a regular basis because each week there's going to be new information. When you need to contact me, the best way to do that, quite honestly, is through the university email. And my email is mark.delaurier@usd.edu. You can also call my office. It's 605-677-6208. We'll have a discussion board that is just dedicated to your questions. So if you have questions, you can ask them on the discussion board. And then if you happen to be on campus, if you're here in Vermilion, then stop on by my office. I'm in Beacom Hall 218, and the door is usually open. And if it is, you can stop on by and say hi or ask questions. And then I have office hours that are listed on the syllabus as well. I'll try to help you through just about anything. One thing to keep in mind, if you've seen the movie Jerry Maguire, one of the things that he says is, help me help you. And I think that's a good policy for the class. And it's one thing to keep in mind when you're dealing with just about any instructor. Most instructors are really open and will help you through just about any situation. Look, we know that life happens. It happens to us too. And so most of us are willing to work with you. I am definitely willing to work with you when things happen. The thing is, when things do happen, if you're having technical issues and things aren't working, or something happens in your life that you need some help with, and that I can help in negotiating the class for you, let me know as soon as you can. Don't put it off. Get to me as soon as you can and communicate that, and that helps me help you. So just do that favor for me, and I will do everything in my power to help you through any situation that relates to class. With regard to technical issues, if I have reached the extent of my expertise on any of the technical issues that you may encounter, I will refer you to our IT department, and that is helpdesk@usd.edu. One other thing to keep in mind, there will be one written assignment. It's not a long one. I don't think it's too intimidating, but some of us like to do a little extra and make sure we have the writing style down the way we want. So if you're needing a little extra inspiration on that, you can contact our writing center. They're great. They're a great resource for writing techniques and things like that. And the email address for that is wcenter@usd.edu. So WCENTER@usd.edu. Okay, so those are some key things. Now, I'm going to talk about a subject that I really hate talking about, and that's academic dishonesty. And it's just probably the most unpleasant thing that we have to talk about and address as instructors. And let me just say that here, put it out there simply, make sure you do your own work, and if you borrow from someone else, make sure you cite that material, and we should be fine. Our grading scale for the class, pretty straightforward. 90 or above is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, 70 to 79 is a C, 60 to 69 is a D, and I hope no one has to deal with this one, but 59 or below is an F. I'm a very big proponent of the exchange of ideas in the public forum. I think it's a very valuable way for us to work through different ideas and problems that we face. And the key to the public forum is to have an open discussion. But an open discussion requires us to take on some responsibilities too, and that means respecting other people's points of view, being open to other perspectives, and to understanding that our words affect other people. And some of the time they affect other people in ways that we don't anticipate or wouldn't have thought of. And as a result, it's helpful when we're putting together our messages that we do so in a way that considers those other perspectives. With regard to our schedule, I think I've tried to lay out just about everything on the syllabus. So again, make sure you refer to that. The syllabus is a great resource. It has just about anything that you would be able to ask me about. You can refer to that as well. And the schedule on the syllabus talks about all the assignment dates, including each one of our Twitter assignments where you're going to respond to questions that are in my presentations. And then there are also some descriptions of the assignments at the end of the syllabus, and those aren't in full detail. I'm going to have some documents that discuss all of the components of the assignments as we get closer to those. So be ready for those as well, and you'll be able to find them on D2L. Some next steps. This is obviously just my welcome video. I wanted to get things going and let you know that I'm here to work through anything that you might face, and that I think this is going to be a really cool class for you. I think you're going to get some things that you may not even have expected from a public speaking class, but you're definitely going to get some public speaking skills, and you're going to get a chance to kind of see some of the new technology that's being employed to communicate these concepts. But as far as some next steps, please let me know if you have any questions about the syllabus or about the class policies. I'm more than happy to address them, and if we can address them early, that's much better than trying to figure them out in the last few weeks of the semester. So my first real presentation, the first Prezi, has actually been put on D2L. It's ready for you. The only thing about it is I've been having some a hard time embedding the Prezis on D2L. And I really hope that at some point I'm going to have that ability. Unfortunately, D2L is not being very cooperative at this point. So I'm waiting on some technical advisors on that part, but right now I'm just providing a link to the Prezi, and if you have any trouble with the link, let me know. But I think it's working, and if it isn't, make sure you let me know, because we need to get that information to you as soon as possible. And check out that full presentation. That's going to get us going. It will basically complete week 1. Once you have set up your Twitter account, if you don't already have one, make sure you connect with me, and your first tweet is just simply to say hello. By next Sunday, I will have the presentations for week 2 up. So that's the schedule for the immediate future. I'm really excited to be able to share this information with you, and I look forward to a really great semester. So I hope all of your other classes are going to be exciting as well, and I'll see and talk with you around.